Have you ever smoked weed, or do you know anyone that has? Well, in 2018, Gallup did a poll, and 62% of Americans are in favor of marijuana, and that is up from the 12% in 1969. Um, Weed has been over-exaggerated, and it has a very bad reputation, and it's been like that for over 75 years. It's even been given false names like marijuana um, to group it towards the Hispanics and make it racially a bad thing. I personally have used marijuana recreationally and medicinally, and I'm here speaking today to persuade you that weed should be legal. When weed becomes legal, I believe it will relieve some of the pressure on the overcrowded jails, and it will, millions of more people will have access to it medicinally than already hundreds of thousands in America do. And lastly, it would benefit the government a lot. Now let's dig deeper and look at how legalization will help the justice system. When weed becomes legal, the people incarcerated for weed-related offenses should be released. And the jails are overpopulated now, and the harsh conditions doesn't help the fact that the jails are overcrowded. And annually, around 700,000 people are arrested a year for marijuana possessions, and that is clogging up all the court systems, and it is causing a bunch of chaos. And not only would legalizing weed free up space in the jails, it would also be very medicinally beneficial. Weed is proven to be medically beneficial in numerous ways. It helps people with cancer and glaucoma and all types of diseases, and people going through chemotherapy. No one's died or overdosed on marijuana. People use it to relax, and it is a proven sleep aid. It helps people eat and helps people with anxiety. It is much safer than the drugs that are already legalized, like alcohol and tobacco. There's a low risk of abuse. Only about 9–10% of adults get addicted to it. It is not a gateway drug. People don't use it and get on other drugs. And not only would weed help the people, it would also help the government. There's a huge problem right now in the southern states by the border, and like alcohol prohibition, marijuana prohibition has caused an underground syndicate of businesses and gangs to make money off of the weed, and the government's not making any money off that. All of them, the Americans' money is going out towards international gangs, and not only that, the government could tax the weed and make billions in revenue off of it, and the government is costing about $7 billion a year annually by trying to enforce the prohibition of weed. And if we were to legalize weed, it would create jobs, hundreds of thousands of jobs all around the country. Today I tried to persuade everyone that weed should be legalized, and if it was legalized, I think it would help our jails, our people with medical access, and the government would benefit economically. And if weed was legalized, teenagers would be less insensitized to sell it to make money, thus reducing their exposure to the wrong crowd and other drugs. And the drug is not nearly as bad as people have credited it with. In fact, it can be very beneficial. Let's turn it off.